lovely, gorgeous people. I do feel you through the screen, you know, I do. I've had quite a few emails recently asking me about fibromyalgia and which therapies are really, really good to use with, you know, illnesses, conditions that carry long-term pain, severe pain. So with things like fibromyalgia, because I promised these ladies I'd do this video, so hello, I'm doing it, as I said. Very often I will use sound therapy for people who have really, really chronic pain, because Tibetan bowl sound therapy is fantastic for removing pain. And I've done a video previously on sound therapy, so I'm not going to put that in here today. I might make another one in a little while because I can't stop. I'm full of ideas at the moment. But a really couple of wonderful ideas to do with chronic pain or long-term pain is either very, very gentle massage, because obviously when you have flare-ups of fibromyalgia, it's really awful to have touch. It can really, really hurt. So what I often do, what I share when I go and see private clients with fibromyalgia, because very often they can't get to me, so I go off and do my little home visits, you know, like Mary Poppins with my bag of tricks. I will teach them, or share with them, I don't like the word teach, share with them things that they can do on themselves, massage techniques that they can do on themselves. And part of that is the face. And I love working on the face because, as you know from my previous videos, when you work on the face, you are working on the entire gut, which is incredible. All the beginnings and endings of the gut are in the face. So when you work there, you are directly working on that enteric brain, that second brain, which holds on to trauma, tension, anger, because you can get really angry when you've got a long-term illness because you're continually fighting it. You know, all those things you push down because every single day you're just fighting pain. And when fibromyalgia flares, it's crippling. It's really, really crippling. So in those instances, I don't even use touch, but I'll come on to that in a minute. I'm going to take you on a little guided meditation, because I often find when people are in too much pain, even for touch, to take them to a different place to try and deal with the pain that way, a bit like sound, goes deep into the cells, drops you to that theta level, lowers heart rate and blood pressure, stabilizes breathing, fills you with serotonin and oxytocin, two of the main happy hormones and coping chemicals, and all of those things reduce pain and flood you with endorphins, which is pain relief. So I'm a very determined little lady. I'm not very big at all, but you know, I always find a way. There's always a way. There's nobody I haven't managed to reach yet, and I don't mean that in an arrogant way, not for the world. I mean just because I love helping, so I will always find a way, and it's all part of my learning. So I'll show you a few things you can do on the face, and you know, and when somebody does have a flare-up and they are in chronic pain, it's actually better if they can do it for themselves, because A, it's putting them in that state of mindfulness, so they're instantly dropping to that theta level, down from the really busy manic beta level and being in pain. It also fills them with oxytocin through touch, so within 40 seconds they're flooding with oxytocin, love and nurture, and that will then fire up the endorphins and the serotonin. Anyway, I don't want to bore you with a massive long science lecture, but this is why it works. This is why it's so amazing. And also, when you put people in charge of their own healing and their own pain control, that's a really significant thing to do. So if I just show you on the face, and then people with fibromyalgia or chronic pain, when they then do it for themselves, they are in charge of the pressure. So if they can bear some touch on the bad days, they're in charge of it. And on the days in between when it's not so bad, it's a really fantastic thing to do daily, really, if you can do it as part of your morning routine. It will really help to keep the happy hormones flooding, the coping chemicals, and all these delicious, gorgeous things I've mentioned. It keeps you daily topped up. Instead of an apple a day keeps the doctor away, although you could do that as well, a little facial massage a day keeps the doctor away. That's what I always say. Wow, that all rhymed. I'm a poet and I don't even know it. Right, so off we go, the face. So the first thing, temples. As you know, I love the temples. And all you do, just get the pads of your fingers. It could be 2 fingers, 3 fingers, it doesn't matter. Sorry about my big massive plaster. It's still from the gardening episode the other day. And I close my eyes when I do it for myself. But if you don't want to, that's absolutely fine. You can keep your eyes open. You're in charge. If you're in charge, then it's going to work with you. If you're frightened of something, barriers go up. So it's absolutely fine if you want to keep your eyes open. It's up to you. So you have to own it. That's how I share all my therapies. You have to own it. And I just go backwards and forwards with the pads of my fingers, not the nails. No one wants to feel like they're being carted off by a giant eagle that's piercing their head. So you just use the pads of the fingers. Stop laughing, Ollie. I can see you laughing. Naughty boy. So that's that one. And that, you've got all the 4 main happy hormones and coping chemicals either produced or stored there. So this is really wonderful. And don't forget, 90% of your serotonin, happiness, confidence, self-esteem, is in the gut. So when you're working on the face, you're naturally stimulating all that serotonin as well. Because people with long-term illnesses can get really depressed, understandably, because all their quota of serotonin is being used up. They're fighting pain. So it's a really good way when you work on the face to top up that serotonin, both in the temples but also from the gut, because you're working on the face. It does all make sense, I promise. We're like beautiful jigsaws. I love it. The other thing you can do is just with middle finger pressure, you can rotate along the top of your, just on the brow line, just above your eyebrows there, and out to the temples again. And that is, you're on the concentration point, but you're also on these beautiful pressure points. And anything around the eyes, you're actually working directly on the tummy, on the stomach. And the stomach can hold on to a lot of anger. It's where meltdowns come from, you know, with autistic people, non-verbal people, you know, children who don't have the vocabulary to vocalize what's wrong. You know, it all comes from there. So when you work around the eyes and under the eyes, just stretching my eye bags a little bit for you all. As I always say in my videos, good job I'm not vain. Back up to the temples again, keep it going, keep the happy hormones going. And this is amazing for relieving pain, because you're relaxing the whole gut, which incidentally begins at the mouth and travels down to here. So it's like doing a bit of a body workout in a way. The other thing you can do are gentle sweeps off the eyebrows, off the brow like this, off the forehead. And that's really beautiful. Just with the pads of the fingers. And that sweeping down is stimulating all your higher brain functions, and it's deeply relaxing for the face. The other thing you can do is just squeeze between the pads of your thumbs and the middle bit of your finger there, little squashy bit in the middle. Go upwards, always go upwards. Little jaw squeezes, which sounds like some kind of, I don't know, medieval torture, but it's actually really pleasant. Just don't do this if there's any cancer because of lymph. We don't want to carry any little horrible things, do we? We want to just feel lovely. And this is bliss. It's bliss. So that's a little bit about just a few things on the face. I will share more videos about pain relief and long-term chronic illnesses, but this will get you going for now, because I did promise quite a few people. So if you've got a day where your pain has spiked, you could go on a mindful journey, a visualization. And I always say to people when I share a visualization with them, don't worry if you're not seeing exactly what I'm saying, because just as with touch, I want you to own it. I want you to go where you're comfortable. You know, if you've got, or if you're doing it for somebody else, some people might be very religious, for instance. So if you took them to a place of nature, and I mean, I'm not generalizing here, but you've got to make sure people are comfortable with where they're going and what their beliefs are. And because meditation, unlike a school that said it to me once, is not about trying to turn everybody into Buddhists. It's about taking them on a journey. It's not about doctrine. It's not about religion. It's accessible to everybody. So, you know, if you're doing a superhero meditation and someone sees Jesus, let them go with that, because he was a superhero, you know, Buddha was. Just flow with it, make it your own. So what I'm going to do now is take you on a little pain control meditation. And so if you want to, you can close your eyes. It's only a little one to give you a little taster. And as I said, I'll make some more videos about pain relief, so I'll do a longer one on one of those. But just in case you're having a really bad day today and any sort of touch is not very nice, a bit too unbearable, you could do this. You could go on a little journey. So you can either close your eyes, you can lie down, you can sit down. The most important thing is that you're comfortable. If you fall asleep during it, I never tell people off. That's not how I was trained. I was trained that you need to keep people awake. But this is only my opinion. Sometimes I think if somebody's been up all night with pain and I take them on a journey and they surface and dip again like a little fishy, you know, coming to the surface, going back to sleep, or even if they just go to sleep completely, that in itself is massively healing. It's giving the body rest and the cells time to regenerate. And on a subliminal level, the words are going in. So I always work with people. I can't stress that enough. It's never about you doing something to them. It's about working with them and making that space of allowing. So I'm worried this is gonna go on a bit now, this video. Sorry about this, but I did promise loads of help. So here we go on our guided journey. And even though I'll have my eyes shut, I will most probably flap my hands about. So you might wanna look away, because I'm Italian. Unless I sit on my hands, well, it's like a big, I'm like a conductor with an orchestra of words, and I've got loads of words. So I'm gonna stop all that now. And we're going to close our eyes. If you're not comfortable to close your eyes, you can just, they call it a soft gaze. So you're kind of, it's like a daydreamy state. You're softly looking at something, but not staring at it. So I'm going to close my eyes, and you can lie down, be comfortable. And what I'd really love you to do is breathe in really deeply through your nose and out through your mouth. And as you do this 3 times, I want you to really feel where the core of your pain is, where most of it is. Now, even though I don't have chronic pain, I've got a big bulk of anxiety here today. I'm being honest with you, because I like to keep it real. I'm feeling a bit of anxiety today. So it's here. So I'm going to put my hands here. And just put your hands wherever you feel that pain, the worst of the pain. And keep just breathing in and out, and just be aware of your breath. If you can breathe in and out through your nose, even better, because that increases the blood and oxygen to the brain and helps you focus. So just breathe to that area. You might even feel your hands become a little bit warm. And just imagine a place that is special for you. It might be somewhere that you're dreaming up right now. It might be a building. It might be outside in nature. For me, it's always nature. So just go to a special place. You might have been there before. It might be from your childhood. It might be from a time where you felt well. just imagine that in your head, imagine that you are there. Now, if you can imagine your own front door, you'll be able to imagine this place. It's literally as simple as that. And you might be lying down or sitting up in this place. But next to you is a bucket. Mine's golden, but it doesn't matter if yours is a different colour. Yours might be a big barrel. But there's some sort of bucket or container next to you. And it smells beautiful. The liquid inside it smells beautiful. And dip your hand in it now. Just imagine dipping your hand in it now. And this liquid feels alive. Alive and sparkly and bubbly and warm. Deeply, deeply warm on your hand. And just keep your hand in there for a few moments. And feel your hand absorbing all these beautiful smells, and it's almost as if this water has life in it, like it's alive, and it's so deeply warm. And then take your hand out and you can hardly feel your hand. It's almost like this liquid is like a liquid anesthesia in a way. And put your hand on the place where you're feeling that pain. It could even be emotional or mental pain. So you might put your hands on your head, or your heart, or your legs. And as you're doing this, imagine a measuring device appearing in front of you. Now this might be, it could be something as simple as a ruler. It could be a thermometer. It could be like an egg timer filled up with sand or bubbles. And think about the level of pain in your body now. And either fill your hourglass with that sand to the level of pain you're at, or see the liquid inside your thermometer go up. It might be a traffic light. So if you're in a lot of pain, it might be on red. Could be orange. Whatever's comfortable for you and whatever you're seeing is perfect for you. And now as this beautiful warmth, this anesthesia, this magic liquid from your hand starts to flow into the part of your body that feels the most pain, watch that thermometer drop, or the sand in your hourglass begin to filter away, or your traffic lights begin to change. And keep your hands there for as long as you need to. And then whenever you're ready, gently come back into the room or wherever you are physically now. If you're able to, just squeeze your arms, squeeze down your arms. This is very, very grounding. If you're feeling anxious from the pain, just rub that deepest part of your hands. Maybe just gently squeeze your fingers. and in your own time, open your eyes. And I really hope that's helped you today. It's quite a long one, this video. I do apologise, but I'm just so aware that if anybody's in chronic pain, it's good to have the little backup of the mindfulness and the meditation. And I think I didn't even flap about too much today, like my normal, very energetic wind turbine self. So you've had it easy from me today. Get ready for the energy tomorrow. I wish you all a beautiful day, and please, this is your channel, as I always say. It's not a Juliana show. So email me. It's info@therapiesforspecialneeds.co.uk. And if there's anything in particular you would like me to focus on for any of my videos, I am so happy to share with you freely. I love doing this. I love it. You all make my day. You make me feel like my life is just worth so much. So thank you, a big thank you to all of you, and I'll see you soon.